let's start on the diamond. DraftKings contributor Stan Sun, along with RotoWire's Eric Halterman, are here for MLB pickoffs. So favorite plays at the following positions on tonight's MLB slate. We're going to start with pitcher. Stan, who are you going with?
I'm going with Christian Javier, 9,300 versus Seattle. I wish the price was, a little bit cheaper, but it is what it is. On the season, he has a 1.27 FIP. The swinging strike rate is 13.1%. In 13.2 innings, he has 20 strikeouts, only 3 walks, 0 home runs allowed. And it hasn't been due to, good luck. The BABIP and left on base numbers have been normal. The Mariners, they're 9th in strikeouts and 14th in ISO against right-handed pitching.
All right, Eric, where are you going to go for your favorite play at pitcher?
Yeah, I'm going to go a little bit cheaper for this one. I think the cheapest pitcher I like tonight is Aaron Sanchez at 7,200. Anytime you can face the Rockies outside of Coors Field, that's exciting. They're tied for the worst offense in the league this season by WRC Plus at just 777, hitting just 238 even while playing half the games at Coors Field. Sanchez's workload is a bit of a worry, but he has reached 5 innings in 3 of his 4 starts. He doesn't own his 1.83 ERA. There's some good luck there, but he is pitching pretty well. Doesn't strike out a ton of guys, but is hardly walking anybody, just a 5% walk rate, and he's getting a ton of ground balls, nearly 60%. So I think he's not going to give up many runs against a Rockies offense that doesn't really score on anybody.
Okay, Eric, so you're saving some money at pitcher there. How about infielder? Where are you going?
Let's go with a mid-price first baseman here, Eric Hosmer. He'll get the platoon advantage against Merrill Kelly, whose ERA starts with a 7. That's never good. I think the power breakout for Hosmer last year was real. He was a guy that always hit the ball hard, but he smashed it into the ground. And last year he started swinging like a power hitter, so that 517 slugging exactly matched his expected slugging last season. His ground ball rate is back up this year, but he's still hitting pretty well overall. And I think he's way better than the 18th most expensive first baseman that he's priced at on this slate.
All right, Stan, where are you going? Eric went in the mid-level tier. How about you?
I'm going to go a little cheaper. I guess he could be considered a value as well, but I do like him. Gio Urshela, I know he's not sexy, 3,100 at Baltimore. Faces Bruce Zimmerman, who's a lefty. He's allowed 4 home runs in 21.2 innings, 3 of them to righties. In his career, granted, it's only been 28.2 innings, but the slug is, 0.513 against righties, while the strikeout rate is only 13.6%. Urshela, he's kind of on a little heater right now. He homered on Sunday, went 2 for 4 last night. ISO is 191. And, I like all the cheap righties against Zimmerman. Yes, even Gary Sanchez.
All right, Stan, how about an outfielder that you're going with?
Shohei Ohtani immediately jumped out to me, 4,300 at Texas. I want to pick up Mike Fulton-Evans today in the Rangers bullpen. Fult's swinging strike rate is only 8.4%. The FIP is 6.78 compared to 5.32 ERA. And he's had good luck. The BABIP is 222. Left on base percentage is 88.6%. In 22 innings, he's allowed a whopping 8 home runs. Ohtani has 7 by himself. He also has 3 stolen bases. So, there's multiple paths, to get those fantasy goodies. His ISO is a ridiculous 377. It's like video game numbers. And, once they get Fulton-Evans out of the game, the Rangers bullpen, they have the 7th highest FIP.
Eric, an outfielder that speaks to you.
Yeah, I went a little bit cheaper in the first 2, so I'm going to spend some money here and go for JD Martinez at 5,700. He's an interesting story over the last couple of years. He was complaining about the loss of in-game video, which was a result of the fallout of the Astros scandal last season. He was complaining about it before the start of the year, so maybe we should actually believe him when he says that's the reason why he had a really terrible year last year. The video's back this year, and so is JD Martinez. He looks every bit the star he's always been. He's slugging over 750, probably going to fall a bit, but his expected slugging still 661. He's got 7 homers, 1 shy of the league lead. So it looks like JD Martinez, and he's got the platoon advantage against David Peterson, who is nobody who should scare us at all. So I'm willing to pay up there.
Okay, we talked about who you're paying up for. How about a value pick here, Eric?
Yeah, let's go with another outfielder in Brandon Nimmo at 3,700. The main thing that interests me about him is I want to get as many Mets as I can against Garrett Richards, who's got a 6.48 ERA on the year. He's walked more guys than he struck out Just really looks like he doesn't have it at all this season. Nimmo should get the platoon advantage against him and lead off. So if the Mets score a lot, he should be scoring multiple times. He's having a great year himself, although a BABIP over 500 is definitely not going to stick around. So expect his numbers to fall a bit, but even his expected batting average is over 300 after sitting under 250 last year. So he's hitting well, and he's got one of the easiest matchups on the slate.
Stan, where are you going to go for value?
Going to Cole Calhoun, 2,800 versus San Diego. Chris Paddock, he's a decent pitcher, but he, two-pitch pitcher. He has difficulties against lefties. The strikeout rate decreases by 8%, and the FIP is almost a run higher against against lefties. In 18 innings this year, the strikeout rate is 15% lower, while the FIP is almost 2 runs higher. Calhoun, he's always feasted on right-handed pitching, career ISO of 202 compared to 136 against lefties. He has 2 homers on the season, ISO is 200, and he's batting second, and he's sub 3K. So,
all right, how about your favorite sportsbook bet of the night, Stan? What's it going to be?
Go Washington under 4.5 runs. Last night it was minus 106, so now it's at 120. So that kind of, gives me, I guess, some confirmation, I guess. The Nationals offense, they've been so inept without Juan Soto in the lineup. Over the since he's been out of the lineup, which was April 7th, that's 18 games. Washington is last in ISO at 114. 26th in the WOBA, 29th in runs scored. They've scored fewer than 5 runs in 11 of those games. Over the last 7 games, they've scored 5 runs or fewer in 5. Trent Thorne, he's an opener. He's only going to pitch 2 innings. But, he's decent. He has a 2.79 FIP. And the Toronto bullpen, they have the 5th lowest FIP.
All right, where are you going, Eric? Favorite sportsbook bet of the night?
Yeah, I was taking a look at some over-unders for this one, and I think Yankees-Orioles is set pretty high at 9.5, but I don't think it's high enough. The teams are combining for 9.8 runs per game already this season, so they'd have to have a lower scoring day than normal, and I don't think that's going to happen when we've got Corey Kluber against Bruce Zimmerman on the mound. Bruce Zimmerman is Bruce Zimmerman, and that's pretty much a back-end starter, doesn't strike anybody out, was never much of a prospect. ERA 4.57, but could be worse. And Corey Kluber is not Corey Kluber, unfortunately, after all his injuries. Just a 19.2% strikeout rate with a 15.1% walk rate. He's got an ERA of 5.40, and the ERA estimators are all a lot more pessimistic than that. And it's a hitter-friendly park, so I think we're going to see more runs than average from these two teams in this game, and all it would take is an average performance to hit that over.